The Empty Gallery. My partner Julian was a celebrated painter whose muse was his late twin sister, Alara. He told me she passed away in a tragic accident years ago, and every June, he would lock himself in his studio for a week to paint her portrait in mourning. I supported him, brought him meals, and respected his grief, never questioning why there were no photos of her in our home, only his haunting canvases. One afternoon, while Julian was out picking up supplies, a delivery driver arrived with a massive wooden crate. The invoice was from a private psychiatric facility 3 towns over. My heart sank. I thought perhaps it was a donation Julian was making in Alara's name. I opened the crate and found not a painting, but a series of clinical reports and a handwritten letter. The letter read, Julian, Alara is asking for her sketches. She says the mourning periods are the only time she feels you're actually listening. Please visit her. I drove to the facility that evening. I expected to find a grieving sister. Instead, I found a woman who looked exactly like the portraits, sitting in a sunlit room. She wasn't dead. She had been institutionalized for years, and Julian had used her existence to build a brand of the tragic artist. He told the world she was a ghost, so he wouldn't have to explain her illness or his own shame. 3 days later, Julian held his annual memorial exhibition. The elite of the art world gathered to weep over his latest masterpiece of The Girl Who Was Gone. I didn't make a scene. I simply invited one extra guest. In the middle of his speech about the void she left behind, the back doors opened. Alara walked in, wearing the same dress from his most famous painting. The room went silent. The ghost walked straight up to the canvas, touched her own painted face, and said to the stunned crowd, "He paints me much better when he pretends I can't talk back." Julian didn't lose his career that night, but he lost his narrative. I left with Alara. He kept the fame, but I kept the truth, and the only sister he ever had.